Good afternoon and welcome to the planning briefing for Thursday, December 15th from Missoula, Montana. Looking at our key points: cold mornings and relatively unimpactful weather through Saturday. Arctic front begins Saturday afternoon up in northwest Montana, and along that boundary, enhanced snowfall rates, and behind it, gusty north to northeast winds blowing snow and reducing visibility. And then potentially by Monday morning commute, the Arctic will arrive to the I-90 corridor, causing those enhanced snowfall rates and the gusty north to northeast winds blowing snow and reducing visibility. All right, we can see this system up here. Cold air is going to flood in behind it, and this will dive south, and that will be the Arctic. Eventually, this system out here will bring moisture across the Pacific and into northwest United States on Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, so by Saturday afternoon, the Arctic front is up along the continental divide, and it'll be impacting Marias Pass by afternoon. We'll jump forward to Sunday morning. Sunday morning, the Arctic boundary is well into the Flathead Valley. Enhanced snowfall along that boundary and light snowfall elsewhere, likely north of I-90, but including Lookout Pass by this time. Sunday afternoon, you can see that enhanced snowfall along the boundary, continued light snow elsewhere. And even though there's not light snow here, northwesterly flow is really good for most of western Montana, so I expect widespread light snow. And now we'll jump forward to Monday morning. This is the morning commute. You can see the enhanced snowfall is starting to work into west central Montana along the I-90 boundary. And now throughout the morning, that enhancement just stays along the I-90 boundary or potentially a little bit north. Light snow will continue through most of the day, and then you can see that Pacific moisture coming in Tuesday into Wednesday. But that's all I'm going to say about that. You'll see more about that in the next briefing on Sunday. All right, so I wanted to show this because this is important. A couple days ago, you might have heard our message was talking about prolonged cold, and then yesterday we pivoted towards adding more snowfall into it. I want to be clear, our message is still a period of cold that could last more than 4 to 5 days and periods of snow mixed in. Here's a good representation of that. Saturday, the high temperatures could be around a low 20s for GPI, or excuse me, Kalispell, and by Sunday, you're looking at 10 degrees or less through Wednesday, okay? And then that Pacific moisture may bring some warming. I'm not 100% sure it's gonna be that much warming, but we shall see. So getting into snowfall, this is a 48-hour total ending on Monday. And as you can see, in general, most of the valley is going to see about up to an inch on the low end, with about, I would say, 5 to 8 inches in higher terrain, like Lookout Pass and Marias Pass. This is what our forecast currently says. 10 to 12 inches at Lookout Pass, 8 to 10 inches at Marias Pass, and a couple inches through the valleys and along that I-90 corridor. Now, I'm going to show you a high end, and this isn't going to happen everywhere, even if this does happen, but it's going to happen if the boundary stalls out somewhere over western Montana. You could be looking at 2 to 4, potentially 5 inches in the valleys if that boundary stalls out for a period of time, and a foot plus in higher terrain if that boundary does stall out. So continuing forward, here's a timing graph for Lookout Pass. You can see light snow through Sunday, and then that overnight period into Monday, we think the boundary gets down there, and you can see the higher snowfall totals. Saturday will be the warmest day, and then it gets cold and stays cold through the period. Marias Pass, the boundary gets there first. You can see that burst of snow, and then light snow until that Pacific moisture arrives on Tuesday, Wednesday. Once again, the warmest period is Saturday, and then it gets quite cold and stays cold through the period. Our weather impacts: benign weather but cold mornings Friday and Saturday morning, and then late Saturday we start to see snowfall in higher terrain and potentially into the valleys of northwest Montana. On Sunday, now the Arctic is getting into western Montana. Snow, blowing snow and wind in north central Idaho. Rapidly dropping temperatures in northwest Montana and west central Montana. Wind, snow, blowing snow. High impacts in those two locations. And rapidly dropping temperatures, wind, snow, and blowing snow in southwest Montana. The reason it's not moderate or high, we're not expecting a lot of snow in southwest Montana. By Monday, continues snow, wind, and blowing snow everywhere. The highest impacts are I-90 and north. On Tuesday, now we're going to include that moist overrunning air mass from the Pacific, and you're going to have moderate impacts for snow, blowing snow, and wind in north central Idaho. Continues high impacts in western Montana, and now more moisture makes it into southwest Montana, and the impacts are going to increase. All right, we will have a better idea of what's going to happen on Sunday, December 18th, and it will go out through the rest of that week. I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching our briefing.